The opinions and views expressed in the following program are those of the speakers and the host, and do not necessarily reflect those of Yoakley Scott Corporation and your sports network.
Yeah, I've been closer to Jesus before, so can you help me out? Oh, can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? But can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? Or can you help me out? Can you help me out? I've been scared to look in my soul. I've been afraid I would follow the road. Yeah, afraid of the things I've been told.
Hello, everybody. Welcome inside a Thursday episode of Running Point, as always, brought to you by our good friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austin Town. They go the extra mile for you. We try to do the same here on this show every single day. There is their logo in the top right-hand corner. Boy, do we have a good show for you today. We have two player profiles to play for you, both from Crestview, who is gearing up for their regional semifinal tonight against Smithville and Barberton. So we're going to play both of those. And then after that, at 1:40, we have a live guest coming on, Skylar Skarneckia from Champion, committed to Alabama to play wheelchair basketball. We'll have her on the show live at 1:40 a little bit later on. So since we have a lot to get to, just going to get right to it. Before we get to the player profiles, though, there is one game to recap last night. It is the Howland boys soccer team. They unfortunately fell 5-1 in their regional semifinal. So Howland boys soccer has been eliminated. We want to wish them the best of luck in their future endeavors for the rest of the school season, whether they be, club soccer, basketball, baseball, whatever we see them next in. We can't wait, and we also can't wait for their next soccer season. We congratulate the Tigers on a great year, and we wish all those players the best of luck going forward. With that being said, we transition. We're going right into player profiles. We got to get them done. We got to get them in, and we're going to do that. We're going to start with Natalie Blakeman from Crestview. Enjoy this player profile on Running Point. Anthony Hartwig here with a Crestview volleyball player profile, joining us from Crestview, Natalie Blakeman. Natalie, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you for having me.
So one of the first things I want to ask you, this Crestview volleyball team is so dominant. They've been dominant for the last 5 years, winning their 5th straight district championship. You've been on the ride the whole time. What's it been like for you to just be a part of this whole kind of wave of domination from Crestview volleyball, and to see your teammates and your team succeed and see the whole kind of development of what it's been like?
It's been a really amazing experience. This group of girls has been a really good group to do this with, and we just continue to keep pushing each other, and to see each other just succeed and just push each other has been something really that I appreciate being a part of.
A lot of people ask me what makes Crestview different. Like, what makes this Crestview program able to continue to be successful? From your perspective as being a part of that team and being in the practices, being in the locker room, what's it been like? What's the difference maker for Crestview volleyball?
For our team, definitely our team chemistry. We are a family on and off the court. We're best friends. Like, we all get along. Like, there's nothing that is going to pull us apart from each other, and we're always stuck together. So I think that keeps us so strong.
What are some of the great things that this team does to build that chemistry that you talk about? What are some of your favorite chemistry bonding activities with this team?
We do a lot of team bonding things. So we just get together a lot. We're always at school together too. So we always just see each other. We're always talking. And we just share a great connection with each other.
This team is obviously full of amazing, talented players. When you get on the floor and you get to share the floor with such amazing talent, does that ever Do you ever stop and just realize, like, I'm on the floor with Abby M, who's going to Pitt. I'm on the floor with Grace Hour, who's like the queen of stat keepers in volleyball at Crestview. Do you ever just kind of pinch yourself that you get to share the floor with those guys when you get on the floor yourself?
I most definitely do every time I get on there, and I just think about it that I am playing with Abby Emsch and Grace Hour, D1 commit. It blows my mind every time, and I'm so grateful to have this opportunity with them.
And you've worked for this opportunity. I mean, you earn your spot on the Crestview varsity team. That is something that we know from covering Crestview since the beginning. They're one of our first 4 schools. We've been with this volleyball program since the start of YSN. When you kind of were given the opportunity to be more and more on the floor this year, what that mean to you? Because I know you worked hard to get there.
It was definitely something that I really cherished, and I was very grateful to have the opportunity to play more. I just love being able to share the time with my closest friends and getting to play with Grace and Emily and Katie and Julia one last time. But it was just really nice to have the opportunity to play with them and continue growing with them.
If you go to a Crestview volleyball game during the regular season, you'll see the JV is really good too. There's a lot of talent on this roster from JV to varsity, which means I'm sure the competition inside the squad to get on that varsity floor is very high. What was it like all summer just trying to work to that point to be able to get this opportunity?
It was hard. We had a couple new girls come, so they were always just pushing us and testing us to our limits to see what we could do. So I think having them and the other girls on the varsity team just always pushing each other to work harder and to really earn your spot definitely played a part of that.
You talked about the team chemistry earlier. How much does the fact that you guys are so close help the leaders be able to lead? Like, if Grace is telling you, hey, you need to be in this spot because of how much close you are to her and how much of a family you guys are, how much does that help you trust the leaders of this team on the floor?
Our team chemistry just really pushes each other, and knowing that I can have Grace behind my back or Abby or any other player on the court, it just allows me to trust them, and that I know that they will get me through anything that I'm down, whether it's in school or on the court. I know that they're there to push me through it, and that they'll always have my back.
All right, so when you talk about things that you wanted to accomplish this year, personal goals that you set for yourself, what are some things that you had on that checklist that you wanted to accomplish this year?
Definitely getting to that varsity level and getting to play more, getting just to experience like the different levels of intensity, and just to continue pushing myself to get better just in personal skills.
All right, let's talk about things that you're looking forward to in the future. Obviously, this season not over yet. You still have the regionals to go on to with Barberton, but you start to look at next year and you start to look at things that you want to do in your future. What things come to mind?
For sports-wise, I just really hope that next year we still come out with a strong and powerful team, and that we can keep pushing forward with that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just hope for great success in the future with our volleyball team.
Next year, you're going to be asked to be a much bigger leader. There's going to be a lot of leadership responsibilities put on your shoulders. What have you taken from this year's leaders that makes you confident that you're going to be able to do that next year?
Just their confidence in me to just be a team player. I think that them always being positive and supportive of me, I think has pushed me to realize that I can be confident in myself and to be that role model that the team needs.
You are coached by one of the most highly respected coaches in the area when it comes to volleyball, and Alicia Auer, who has now won 8 district championships under her belt as a coach at Crestview. Take us through what it's like being coached by her and what it's been like for you to be under Coach Auer.
It's been a really great experience. High school volleyball has been the only sport that I've played, so having her to coach me through it and to teach me has been something that I've really cherished. And to have her such many records that she's set to be the one that coached me has been really, I'm really grateful for that.
What is the one skill or part of your game that you think she has helped you grow the most in?
Defensively, she has pushed me on every practice. She's always telling me new things to do to push myself. And yeah.
What is one thing that people don't get to see about her when they're just watching the games? Because that's all we get to see. We get to see Coach Howard during the games. You get to spend a lot more time with her than we do. What's something that people that don't get to see all that don't know about her that you think they should?
She's a really fun person in practice. We're always laughing. She's always laughing with us, making jokes. And the relationship between her and her daughters is really special, and we get to see that during practices and in the locker room. And just the connection that they share and they share with all of us is just brings enlightenment to the room.
What was it like senior night? You get to, see Coach Howard take off the coach mask a little bit and be the mom during senior night and the walk Grace across the floor. What was that like for you guys just watching that?
It was really emotional. I know me and a bunch of the other girls, we all cried watching them come out. It was really special to us. We were all super close, so watching them walk across one last time as seniors, it was just a really emotional and touching feeling.
This week, you're getting ready for regionals. It's another trip to Barberton. What has this week been like for this team? What have practices been like? What have the conversations been like getting ready for the regional semifinals on Thursday?
Practice has been intense. We've been talking a lot and scouting, watching videos, working really hard to just push ourselves and each other to get to the level that we can be to beat Smithville on Thursday.
All right, let's get to know you a little bit off the floor. First, student athlete. We have to start with student and talk about your classroom. What are some of your favorite subjects at Crestview?
Right now, I'm really enjoying my pre-calc class that I have with a bunch of the other girls. Just really, really hard and pushing myself academically, and and I'm enjoying chemistry as well.
So from chemistry to pre-calc, I'm guessing that you're more of a math person. You like math a little bit more than the other subjects, right?
I do, yes.
What's your least favorite? What's the one that you have to work the hardest at to get good grades in?
History, definitely. It's not my favorite. Never has been. I just don't care for it as much.
What's the hardest kind of project or assignment that you think you've had so far in your high school career?
Right now, I am working on a capstone project for my YSU class that has definitely pushed me to really think and put a lot of effort into it. So that's definitely my hardest thing right now.
When you're doing schoolwork, are you someone that likes to get things done really, really early, or are you one of the girls that or guys or people, I should say, that procrastinates a little bit, be honest, a little bit, and says, hey, I still got some time to get this done?
Definitely both. I definitely think I'm more of a procrastinator, but I do like to get stuff done if I have like plans for something, and then I try to get it done, push myself to be just finished and just have time to relax. But I do procrastinate more often.
When you think of schoolwork that is that one that you're most likely to procrastinate, is it like the English papers? Is it like maybe just the one-off homework assignments? What are the ones that like you think you try to put off doing as far as?
Definitely my writing papers. I have one every week due for a YSU class that's due on a Friday, and every week I push it off and I start it on Friday night after practice when it's due at 11:59. That's my worst thing to do.
A lot of people would throw shade at procrastinators, but I was always someone that got the most work done when the pressure was on. So, no shade there at all. Let's talk about your game day preparation. Are you superstitious? You have any routines that you stick to on game days?
Not really. Before the game, I like to jam out to some music just to lighten the mood and just be ready for it and have a game face ready. But other than that, nothing much.
Jam out to music, which makes me think of this Crestview volleyball team probably has the most unique playlist that I've ever seen out of a sports team. What is it about the Hokey Pokey that gets you guys so hyped up?
I cannot tell you. I love that song personally. I think it's just a fun way for us to connect and just dance together. That just brings so much happiness to us. But yeah.
I think Mr. B has just hammered it into your head.
Yeah.
During the home games. What is your favorite song in the Mr. B playlist? Because he's got a unique one.
Definitely either the Hokey Pokey or the Chicken Dance. Those are the two, definitely.
There were a lot of theme nights for Crestview volleyball, their home games, fans bringing themes to the table. What was your favorite theme of the season?
Probably the neon game against Austintown Fitch. That was a lot of fun. Seeing all the dads dress up and all of us girls, we just always try our best to show support of each other and the team. So just seeing each other dress up and give it all was was really cool.
We're going over so many memories that you have with this team, the theme nights, the hokey pokeys before the game. What are some of your favorite memories that you've made with this team so far in your career?
Definitely our district final games a couple days ago. That's one of the best memories that I have with them, just getting to cheer with them and just getting all of our effort and energy into the game. Just really, really was a good memory for me, and I've always remember that.
We definitely don't want to put anything before it happens, but what would a regional semifinal win, the first time you guys win in regional semifinals as a unit yourselves, what would that mean to you?
That would be absolutely amazing if we could get past this next game. I've only been a part of the varsity team for 2 district final games, and we haven't made it past that. So to be able to win this game this week, I think would be a huge stepping stone for us and for me personally.
All right, Natalie, what we want to do before we let you go is we want to give you the chance to thank your support staff, the people that are behind you, the people that have your back. Want to give you as much time as you want to send the shout outs out and thank the people who you think deserve it the most at the end of this interview.
All right. I just want to thank my parents for always supporting me and driving me to school and to practices. I just want to thank the coaches for always pushing me to be my greatest and to always just help me out of any troubles. Definitely my friends on and off the court. They've always been there for me, pushing me. And all my friends, especially on the bench, they've been through so much with me, and they're always there to push me through. And we're always laughing together and being supportive. And I just really, really appreciate all those people.
All right, Natalie, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We wish you the best of luck the rest of the season. We hope it goes long. We hope you win regionals, of course. And we can't wait to talk to you real soon.
All right. Thank you so much.
That was Natalie Blakeman from Crestview as the Rebels do gear up for the regional semifinals tonight in Barberton against Smithville. It's not the only player profile we're featuring from the Rebels today, though. Let's have another one. Let's go right into the next. It is your setter / hitter / triple-double machine, Lainey Hour, and here's her player profile. Excuse me. Anthony Hartwig here with a Crestview volleyball player profile. I'm joined by Lainey Hour. Lainey, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Yep.
So one of the things that I want to ask you is this Crestview volleyball team, they've been dominant for a long time. You just won your 5th straight district championship. You're one of the younger players on the team. What has it been like for you to step into this tradition and to step into this winning culture of Crestview and to be able to hold it up?
It's really amazing being able to just step in, and it's really nice to be a part of the team and be close with all the older girls, and they have just so much experience, and it's so fun to play with them.
When you first came into high school, was there ever pressure to be on this volleyball team? Like you looked at all the success they've had and you looked at what the tradition of the Crestview volleyball team had. Was there ever any pressure to step on that floor as a freshman last year?
Yeah, there really was. It always just scared me a little bit, but once I was really a part of the team, the pressure all went away.
You had a great support system, obviously, with Grace being on the team and your mom being the coach. How much did that help you get rid of that pressure and to realize that you earned your spot on that team and you belonged on that floor with those players?
They really just talked me through it whenever I was getting upset at myself for not playing as well as I thought I should have, but I was younger. And yeah, they just really helped me through it by just talking to me and telling me that I belonged.
No matter what class you're in, you are a setter, which means you are a leader on the team. What does that mean to you to be in that kind of role? And what has it been like for you to lead some girls that are quite frankly older than you and to get them in the right position?
I never really feel like I'm younger than anybody on the court. I never even think about that. I just think of myself as a leader, and I really do enjoy helping lead the team. Since I always have been a setter, I've always been used to leading kids older than me, especially when I was younger in 5th and 6th grade. I was on a team with like people who are older than me always, and it was never really anything too new.
When we talk about the mentality of a setter, it's a different position. It's probably the most specialized position in volleyball. Not only do you have to know all your hitters, you have to glance at the defense and read where the defense is going to be, positioned on the block. What about setting makes it so fun for you, and what makes you such a successful setter, do you think?
I just love being a part of every play, and obviously because I have great hitters, I'm getting success, but you really have to work hard on just the off season and just everything about setting, being loud, moving around the court, getting a touch on every ball that you can.
One of the things that comes very quickly if you watch Crestview volleyball is when you're not setting, you're hitting, and you're a very good hitter as well, getting those kills. What's it like switching mindsets from a setter to a hitter on the fly during a game?
Well, you just switch. I don't know. Like at one point you're just setting, and then you immediately just have to think about, I'm not setting anymore, I'm hitting, and I am not taking the second ball anymore. When I first started doing that, I just got confused sometimes, but it's a lot better now.
How much do you think having that two position mindset helps you in each role? I mean, like as a setter, you know exactly what it is to be a hitter, and when you're hitting, you know exactly what the mindset the setter is having. So, how much does that help you when you're doing those roles?
Well, when I'm setting it and like my hitters make errors, I understand how that feels. And like when I'm hitting, and I can't expect a perfect set every time, because me being a setter myself, I know how hard it is to make it perfect every time.
One of the things that I always get asked is, as someone that covers volleyball, is what is special about Crestview? What is Crestview doing to continuously be successful year in and year out? And I don't really have an answer because I'm not in that practice. I'm not in that locker room. I don't know what makes you guys unique from your perspective. From being on the floor with these girls and being in the locker room, being in the practices, being on the off-field chemistry, bonding exercises. What makes Crestview such a unique and special place that you guys are able to continue this bar of success that you've had for the last 5 years?
We are just such a tight-knit team. Everybody's super nice to each other, and we all just play really hard together. And if somebody's slacking off, we won't let that happen. We just make sure that everybody's playing as hard as they can all the time. Everybody's just really close.
I love watching Crestview volleyball pregame because you guys are getting into it, whether it be theme nights at home games or playing music on the bench or even getting into the JV game. What is it about the pregame routines for you guys that get you guys ready for the varsity match?
We just love to have fun. We all love volleyball so much, and we love dancing before the games, and it just helps get us like pumped up and ready to go.
I think when people see someone that is as dominant as you guys have been and as successful as you guys have been, they think, okay, they're probably all about business. They show up, they have the straight faces. You guys have fun. You just said it. You're a very loose volleyball team. You play best when you're loose. How do you guys balance being loose, having fun, with also taking care of business, working hard, and making sure you're doing the right things?
We just have to make sure that we're focused and having fun at the same time. Because if you're just too focused, then you're not like enjoying it. But if you're just goofing off all the time, you're never going to perform well. It just has to be an even balance between the two.
Has that ever been hard for you to balance? Have you ever caught yourself being maybe a little bit too loose or maybe a little bit too focused and too tight? Have you ever caught yourself in those situations?
Yeah, I have sometimes, mostly in like close games or like not so close games, where I'm just like not focused at all. And then when I'm too focused, I just get tight, and I just don't play as well when I'm too focused or too loose.
In those situations, what routine do you use to get yourself back in the balanced mindset where you're the right shades of loose and tight?
Well, whenever I'm like just goofing off, I just tell myself that I need to focus more. And when I'm too focused, I have to tell myself to have fun and just make sure that I remember that I'm playing volleyball to have fun.
Obviously, everybody in the Crestview community knows that last name, Howard. They know your sister. They know your mom is the coach. A family dynamic in Crestview volleyball. What's that been like to not just have a sister on the team, but to also have your mom be the head coach of the varsity squad?
It's amazing. Like, she's so knowledgeable about volleyball. Everybody in my family is, and it's just amazing just to play with all of them.
It's your last season with Grace. She's a senior. She's graduating this year. How much have you just been trying to soak it in and take every moment as you can, and realizing that next year, she's not going to be there for you anymore, and you're going to be the only hour on the team?
Every game, I think before, like, this could be my last game with Grace, and like, I just really try to play hard so that it won't be, but I know eventually it will be, and I just have soaked in every single moment, and I'll just remember it forever.
What are you going to miss the most about being her teammate and having her on your team?
Her energy is like unmatched. I've never played with anybody who loves the game so much as my sister, and she just makes it so much fun.
What do you think is one big form of advice that she's given you the last 2 years that you're going to carry into the next two when she's not there anymore?
She always makes sure that I'm playing my hardest and that I'm always having fun, and I'm going to try to keep putting that mentality on people younger than me.
All right, so we always ask players to give us an inside look on the coaches, right? Because we only get to see them during the games. We always ask them what they're like during practice, but you know your coach better than probably anybody, because not only do you go practice with her, you also go home with her as your mom. What are some things about Coach Howard that we don't get to know that you think people really do have to know about her, as a coach and as a mother?
She really cares about everybody on the team and just all of her kids. She loves the game, and she just loves the team so much, and she does everything that she can to make sure that we love it too.
She has a very specific coaching personality, right? She doesn't stand too much other than tournament time. She's standing all the time tournament time, and she's very stern, very, very appreciative. And how much does her coaching mentality line up with what you see of her at home? Is she kind of the same kind of mom as she is a coach, or do you see a little bit of different personality come out when she transitions from coach to mother?
Yeah, she tends to be a little bit crazier at home, but she's just always a joy to be around.
All right, let's talk about the chores that she makes you do at home. What is your favorite chore of the house? What is the one that okay, if I have to do it, it's not going to be a big deal and I can do it pretty quickly?
Probably just folding towels and like folding laundry.
What's the one that makes you roll your eyes and go, oh man, can't believe I have to do this chore again?
Cleaning the bathroom. I don't like that.
That would definitely be one that I would not want to do. Let's talk about you as a student as well. We want to get to know you a little bit off the floor. What are some of your favorite subjects in school right now?
Math is pretty good, and government isn't too bad either.
What is one subject that you think you have to work the hardest at to kind of get good grades in?
Probably biology.
Mm-hmm. Who are some teachers that you think have impacted your journey throughout your high school career so far at Crestview?
Probably my geometry teacher last year, and like all my math teachers have always been like really helpful.
You guys get
everything.
You guys get great community support from the Crestview community, great fans. Obviously, they go along with your themes. You got student sections. What's it like to see the whole community behind you and get so much support from the Crestview school system?
It's amazing how much more support we've gotten over the past 2 years, because when Grace was a freshman, there was never anybody in the stands. And now it's we have a full stands every time. It's amazing. I just love seeing everybody there.
What makes you proud to represent Crestview? I mean, what makes you proud that you're putting on that jersey every night and that you get to wear Rebels across your chest?
I just love showing everybody that this is like an amazing team to be on. It's just like a great environment, and I'm proud to be a part of such an amazing group of people.
When we talk to your teammates, they always bring up how close this team is. You've brought it up as well. What is your favorite off the court team bonding exercise that you guys have done so far?
We went swimming at the Garwitz Lake one time, and it was really nice.
And last but not least, I'm going to ask you, who is one player on the Crestview team that you think you've gotten to know the most this year, throughout the season?
Probably Natalie Blakeman.
That's awesome because she was the interview right before you, so it lines up perfectly. Love it. Lainey, before we let you go, I want to give you the time to thank your support system, the people that have been in your corner, the people that have your back. I want to give you as much time as you want to give them a shout out and to shine a light on them at the end of this interview.
Okay. Thank you to my friends, family, coaches, and the whole entire volleyball team, everybody who's just helped me through everything. Thank you to my teachers, my club directors, and like pretty much anybody that I know.
All right, Lainey, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We wish you the best of luck going forward in your regional semifinal on Thursday, and we can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you so much.
That was Lainey Auer, the setter and slash hitter. I mean, I don't know exactly how you define her position because there's a little bit of everything for Crestview. Very liable to go into a triple-double kind of number. Definitely double-doubles galore in her season. A couple of triple-doubles every now and then. But Lainey Auer has done a lot for that team, and she's only a sophomore. So we got 2 more years of her after this to cover for that Crestview volleyball team that is preparing for the regional semifinals tonight in Barberton against Smithville. 6 o'clock. I will be there on the call thanks to a great sponsorship, a wonderful, generous sponsorship from NDC Heating and Cooling. They have covered tonight's game, so it will be on ysnlive.com. Before we take a break and then wait for Skylar Skarnecchia to come on and talk about her commitment to Alabama, also want to remind everybody that McDonald is playing in a regional semifinal as well tonight. Wish them the best of luck against Canton Central Catholic. McDonald, this is their first program trip to regionals. Caveat, it's a very young program, so what they've been able to do in the last 5 years of existing is just phenomenal, but they actually punched their ticket to regionals with that win over Western Reserve, and they're going to go down to Strongsville tonight. They're the late game in Strongsville, so 7:30 is your start time, and they will play Canton Central Catholic for a chance into the regional final. So we wish them the best of luck tonight as well, and we hope that both our volleyball teams advance to Saturday. Got some great comments on the comment section there, giving both those interviews a great job. So there you go there. And with that, we will take our commercial break. When we come back, we'll be awaiting Skylar Skarnecchia from Champion to talk about her commitment to play wheelchair basketball in Alabama.
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens.
Live here outside the Mahoney County.
On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
and on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
Craftsmanship to us is 60 years of pride and dedication.
Passed down from generation to generation.
The hardwood floors that your kids take their first steps on.
The solid wood doors you quietly close at night.
The things we create day in and day out are the products that end up turning your house into a home.
At Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods, uncompromising quality and craftsmanship built our business.
And it will keep us moving forward for generations to come.
Going the extra mile at Greenwood Chevrolet means we want to take care of the community that takes care of us too.
And we have to work together always. And that's how you stay in business for 40 years.
You know, I love being a helper because when I help somebody, it makes me feel good.
It means a lot that I can make a difference in others' lives.
So I will do everything I can and just being there for them every step of the way.
I want them to know within the first 5 minutes that they could depend on me. That's what going the extra mile means, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Before the lights come on, before the workday begins, before a long day is ended, or it's time to have fun. It all starts with the people at Joe Dickey Electric. From replacing a light fixture in your home to building a substation for your business, no job is too big or too small. The people of Joe Dickey Electric power them all. Joe Dickey Electric, over 60 years of powering the Mahoning Valley.
As Comco celebrated 70 years in 2022, we have much to be thankful for. We are proud of the Comco culture as we serve our customers with Comco Care with our premier customer service, quality parts, and on-time delivery. The partnerships we have with our customers and our community are second to none. We thank you for your continued support. We are proud to be part of this community and will continue to offer great jobs for great people.
Change. This one word can make you break out in a cold sweat. But with change comes wisdom, experience, and understanding. At Myers Family Insurance, we can help make changes in Medicare, insurance, and retirement a positive experience for you and your family. We've gone through changes, like our new office and new faces to help our family of clients too.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance. Check us out online at myersfamilyins.com or find us on Facebook.
Your culinary adventure awaits at Legends Food and Drink. Experience a welcoming ambiance while you explore our appetizing menu featuring over 20 meals under $20 and over 30 lunches for $12 or less. Our private dining room seat between 10 and 20 at no additional cost. And don't forget our spacious 35-seat bar for your favorite sporting event. Book your special occasion in our elegant banquet room that seats up to 150 comfortably. Legends Food and Drink, a taste you'll remember. Market Street and Route 224 in Boardman.
Welcome back to Running Point on ysnlive.com, brought to you as always by our good friends who you heard from in that commercial break, Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. I'm going to go ahead and put their logo back in the top right-hand corner so you know where to go if you're in the market for a new or used vehicle. It's Greenwood Chevrolet. Now, we are going to be joined now by a very special guest from Warren Champion. It is Skylar Skarnecchia, already in the Crimson Tide. We got to love it. Skylar, thanks for coming on and being with us today. It's been a while, but we love talking to you on this show.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, it's an exciting time for you. We know you're excited. I want to give a shout out to anyone that's watching this from Alabama to ignore the Tennessee back there. It's okay. Today, we're all Crimson Tide. We're Crimson. We're promise. We're all good. Skylar, for anyone that I want to give you the moment. So for anyone that doesn't know, maybe they haven't followed YSN today or they don't follow you on social media. You know, we got you on because you've made a very important decision about your future. I want to give you the moment to kind of let everybody know why you're here, why you're on this show.
Hi, so I am officially committed to the University of Alabama to play wheelchair basketball for their adaptive sports program. I've been playing wheelchair basketball for about a year and a half now, and to get to this point is huge for me and such an honor. I have worked my butt off for this opportunity and, you know, just working out with my dad constantly and going to the gym and practicing. It's really paid off, and I'm so excited to start my new journey there.
This is awesome. The last time we had you on, you were kind of getting into the elite wheelchair basketball world. You were getting your introduction to that. You were finding a passion for the sport. And here you are a year and a half later, you're committed to not just a college, you're committed to a D1 university in Alabama for the Crimson Tide. You just said you worked your butt off. Take us through the process that it takes to get from starting wheelchair basketball a year and a half ago to now being a part of, one of the more respected programs in the whole country.
Yes. So, going into it, I've had a background of stand-up basketball since second grade. Even after my amputation, I continued playing. And when I first sat on that chair, I fell in love with it. So I knew this is where I wanted to go with my future. But I really didn't take it serious until after my first Alabama wheelchair basketball camp, which I was only playing for 3 months when I first attended that camp. And that's when I knew, like, this is the moment. Like, this is the place I need to be. This is, like, the family and, like people I want to surround myself with. So I knew I needed to take it serious from there on out. And, constant practices with my team, improving my skills and my fundamentals with my dad on my alone time and going to the high school at Champion to practice. And also going to train like core, endurance, upper body with my personal trainer. And I couldn't have done it without all of those people to get to this point. And of course, I still have so much to work on, and I can't wait to develop those skills with the Alabama family. So I'm so excited for that.
So what attracted you to Alabama? And obviously you went to an Alabama camp, and what were some things that made you realize that this is a place you wanted to be and you wanted to work towards being able to be on this Alabama team?
So going to Alabama, everyone has said to me that's just such a loving, welcoming place, like just everyone down there. And I really experienced that there. And then as soon as I walked onto that campus, it just felt like home. It just felt like this is where I was meant to be. And a little backstory of how I knew God was calling me to be at Alabama was going into this, I had no idea about what the mascot was. I just knew that Alabama was like a huge football school and that it was a big D1 college. And I just knew that they had an amazing wheelchair basketball program. That's all I really knew. I was very uneducated about it. So I wanted to get an Instagram picture with the main sign, like the University of Alabama sign. And my parents were like, go to camp. We're going to find it when you're playing. And then at the end of camp, when we pick you up, we can go get a picture with it. So they picked me up from camp, and I was already like so sad that I was leaving. Like the people there is like, they were my family immediately. And like, I met some of my best friends there and everything. And when they picked me up to go to the sign, I saw the big elephant with the trunk up above it. And I just started crying immediately. And my family looked at me and they just started crying. And the backstory behind the elephant is that when I was diagnosed, the lady who made my t-shirts for me that the community wore throughout my whole journey, she was like, pick your favorite animal. And so I chose an elephant with a trunk up because the trunk up meant good luck. So when we saw this, it was just a full circle moment. And it was like God was like making it so clear, like, this is where you're meant to be. I've taken you this far not to fail you. And, I'm laying it right here. So that's when it really confirmed to me that this is where I needed to go. And this is why I was going to work my butt off for this opportunity.
All right. So that just gave me goosebumps. I'm going to try to get through the rest of this interview because that was awesome. And that's just a God moment. You can't put it any other way than the way you put it. What was the process like from that point on to now? Like what was it like to go from realizing this is where you wanted to be to then, okay, how do I get there? What work do I have to put into? And now here you are, you're there, you've committed.
My coaches on the Pittsburgh Steelers team has been such a great help with helping me improve my skill and taking me to the next level to where I needed to be in this moment in the season of my life. And also my dad as well, just really pushing me to get those shots up and making me at 11 o'clock instead of this 10 o'clock shooting for him because that's all that mattered to me was to get there. And I was going to do whatever it took to get there. And now that I'm here, I'm going to do whatever it takes to see that court and, and make my team happy and to hopefully make the Paralympics one day.
Keep dreaming. That's what I love about it because we've been following your story ever since we had you on the first time a couple of summers ago. What I want to ask you about next is just the future outside of the sport that you see from Alabama. Obviously, it's a great educational school as well. A lot of people go there just for schooling. I've been to campus. I've seen all the schools that they have. What are you kind of looking into studying down there? What kind of career path do you see for yourself that Alabama will help you get into?
Again, this is another God story. So what I wanted to go to, not many colleges offer this with the career I want to go into, but I'm going to be studying human development and family studies with a concentration of child life to become a child life specialist. And what inspired me to go into this was my child life specialist, Diana, from the Cleveland Clinic. When I was sick, she was like one of the biggest support systems I had in that hospital, and really made me not feel alone during that time. And she sat there, played Uno with me when I was going through chemo and was sick. She helped explain procedures to me and made things less scary. And that is what my goal is, to help these other kids that are going through that in the future. And I could be the light to them.
I've been to Alabama's campus. It's a big campus. It's a beautiful campus. What are you most excited about being down there on campus when you get down there next fall?
Oh my goodness. Just everything. Like seeing all the people there, going to the football games. Those football games I am so excited for. Also, I'm very girly and I love dressing up, and I really want to see all the sorority girls rush. Like, I'm not going to be a part of that, but watching them, that would be interesting, and seeing all of their fun outfits and everything.
I remember sorority and fraternity row. Those houses were like they're mansions by themselves.
They are.
Man,
that was a staple. I was like, Mom and Dad, I need to go see the fraternity row and sorority row, and these houses are amazing. Like, it's insane.
The other thing that stuck out when I was on campus was their courtyard was so big, so big. You know, I was telling the people I was with, I was like, this is like half of YSU's whole campus, and it's just their courtyard. What in the world? It's mind blowing down there. It's a different culture. It's SEC. It's South. Obviously, it's far from home. What are some things that make you a little bit nervous about being a little bit far from home?
Obviously, you know, my heart, which is my parents and my brother. I'm going to be so far away from them. But we've had so many family discussions that we're just all at peace with the decision. There's not one thing that's like trying to hold me back from staying here in Champion or anything. Like, they're like, we're going to find you one day, Sky. Like, you just go. And that really reassures me that I'm making the right decision and that I'm meant to be there. So honestly, I don't really have any worries besides missing my parents so much.
What is one life skill that you think you have to either learn how to do or you're going to miss that your parents do for you when you're away from them at home?
Definitely laundry and time management. Time management, I think that's going to be super easy to learn, especially with my schedule as an athlete there with classes and everything. But laundry, I feel like that might take a little bit. But yeah.
I also want to take a little bit of time to talk about your golf season, because you were a golfer for Champion. You still golfed for their golf team, and we know you guys had an incredible season, a lot of memories there. And you're still a Flash. You're still a Golden Flash. You'll always be a Golden Flash. Talk about what it was like being on that Champion girls golf team, and what it was like this season to see them and yourself have so much success.
Oh my gosh, golf has such a big place in my heart as well, and I am gonna miss golf, but it was such a great season with me and the girls. We worked our butt off for that to make it to districts, and you know, there was not one match where we didn't put our all into it, even if it wasn't our best. But you know, I told myself at the end of the season, I was like, I need to break 100 for 18, and I did just that at districts. I scored a 97. Which that was like my biggest goal. And to finish my senior golf season off with that I just felt very accomplished.
I'm convinced there's not a goal that you will set that you won't meet. With this learning your story and the things that you're doing. What are you going to miss most about Champion and the school system and the people in the school system when you graduate?
Yeah, you know, I'm going to miss their support. Like, my vice principal, Barson, has been very supportive throughout the whole thing. And, yeah, I'm just going to miss seeing those friendly faces that supported me through it all.
All right, so now the big question is, what do you have going on leading up to next fall? I know you're still heavy in the wheelchair basketball with your team. what kind of things do you have going on? Give everybody a kind of an update on where they can see you, maybe where they can come and watch before you get into Alabama and obviously a part of the Crimson Tide.
Yeah. So actually this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to be having a tournament at Edinburgh University, which I will be posting on my Instagram, my schedule pretty soon for that. And I'm the Team Pittsburgh Steelers. So I have that this weekend. So my Instagram is I am Skylar Strong if you're interested in that. And just throughout the season, we're going to be traveling to different states and everything. We're trying to maybe host something a little bit more local. So fingers crossed we can get that to happen. But yeah, we're officially D2 for my Pittsburgh Steelers adults team. Last year we were D3, but we came runner-up in the national championship game. So this is a brand new setting for me and my team, and hopefully we can do really good.
And all I'm saying is I got to learn some wheelchair moves. I got to get in the gym. Got to get in the gym with Skylar to learn some of these moves because I've seen them on Instagram, and I'm like, how in the world? We've talked about it too. The getting used to the athletics chair. It's different than your the normal just everyday wheelchair. What was that like for you? And you talked about to me how hard that was just to get used to movement in that chair. What was that like for you?
So because I'm not in the chair, I feel like I had kind of a fresh slate. Where for people who are in wheelchairs, they have to like relearn all of that. So I give them so much props because it was already so hard for me to do. But I'm still trying to learn some new chair skills and ball skills in the chair as well, because it's so precise. And I can dribble, I could go behind the back now. But it's adding those little cooler tricks in my practices when I can start to master them.
Mind blowing. We're gonna get together. We're gonna make some content for YSN, and we're gonna get me some wheelchair moves before you leave for Alabama for sure. Skylar, I want to give you the chance to just thank the support system. Thank whoever you want to thank you. We always give interviewees the chance to give shout outs at the end of the interview. So I want to give you the chance to just prop some people up that have been crucial to getting you to where you are right now in your life and put the spotlight on them.
Yes. Well, I want to first of all thank my family just for being the rock in my life during this whole time and sacrificing so much to get me to where I am today with all of our trips and traveling and pushing me to do those scholarships and grants and everything. Also, I want to thank Coach Hines and Alabama Adaptive for giving me this opportunity and believing in me to continue on the program. And I also want to thank my personal trainer, Joe Devation out there. Follow him on Instagram. He's the best. For also just building me up and also just being so encouraging throughout this whole journey. And I also want to thank the Steel Wheelers for also just developing me and sticking with me throughout this whole journey as well. There's so many others, but just thank you in general to anyone who's believed in me, encouraged me, and just supported me throughout the whole thing.
You're awesome, Skylar. We love having you on the show. We got to do it more often, and I know people love it when you come on. Thank you for joining us today. Congratulations on your commitment to Alabama. I know you're signing really soon as well, so when you do that, congratulations on pinning it to paper, and we wish you the best of luck the rest of the way.
Well, thank you so much, Anthony. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you, so thank you.
All right, Skylar, we'll talk to you soon.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
You too. Skylar Charnecchia from Champion joining us, the future Crimson Tide out of Alabama. Her story is just incredible. If you want to hear like her full story, you can still find that on ysnlive.com. We had her on the show, I think not last summer, but 2 summers ago. And it was a very special interview with me and Ty. We pretty much just said, let her talk, right? We didn't really ask too many questions. We just let her tell her story, which was one of the first times we'd ever done an interview in that kind of format before. But it's a great one for sure, and it continues. It continues to be written. Such a fan of Skylar, such a fan of the inspiration that she is to so many people. To me, as someone with a disability, seeing someone that is not letting anything hold them back is a true inspiration, and love having her on the show. Can't wait to talk to her again real soon. I'm gonna get in the gym. We're gonna learn some wheelchair moves. And we're gonna get Anthony on a wheelchair basketball team someday. So I've played it once. I've played it once in my life, one wheelchair basketball game, And I quickly realized that it is not the same as just, you're strong because you're in a chair. You're pushing yourself. You have to have those muscles. But when you say I'm an athlete now in the wheelchair, it just takes a whole step up. And you're like, oh my word. I have to get up and down the basketball court. I gotta, make quick moves. It wasn't for the faint of heart. I'll tell you, I was out of gas by the end of that game. So, gotta learn some moves. Got to get up back on the court in the chair and see what we can do. We wish Skylar the best of luck as a Crimson Tide. Once again, if you're watching from Alabama, I'm sorry for the Tennessee stuff back there. I support so many people. I love Tennessee. I gotta admit it. I love Tennessee. I love the softball program down there. Of course, Aaron Gabriel, Poland grad, went to Tennessee, and ever since then, I've met so many people through Tennessee softball. So I definitely support that team. But when it comes to wheelchair basketball, it's Alabama, and then the roll Tide roll. All right, let's do it. I did it once for you guys, and there you go. That's for any Alabama fans out there watching. We can't wait to see what Skylar can do in that Crimson Tide uniform. So, with that being said, we're gonna bid farewell to this episode of Running Point. Want to stamp it by saying once again, good luck to Crestview and McDonald Volleyball, both playing in regional semifinals tonight. Crestview is going to be at Barberton at 6 o'clock against Smithville. That one will be on ysnlive.com thanks to a generous sponsorship from NDC Heating and Cooling. So that one will be on YSN. I will be on the call in the Purple Palace. We got you covered there. But we also want to make sure that we know that McDonald is playing tonight as well against Canton Central Catholic, and they are looking for a trip to the regional finals tonight. That'll be at 7:30, and they're playing in Strongsville High School. We've been there before to cover Wellsville in the regional. It's a wonderful gym, a little bit more of a trek than Barberton, but if you're making the trip up there, then we wish you the best of luck in McDonald, and we hope that you bring back a win and you advance to Saturday's regional final. That'll do it for me. Tomorrow on the show, 1 to 2, we're going to talk playoff football like we always do, and we'll also preview a couple of regional finals in the girls' soccer world as well. So join me tomorrow, 1 to 2 on Running Point. As always, we are brought to you by Greenwood Chevrolet.